Welcome to Royal Secrets. According to newly released information, tomorrow, Prince Harry will don a military uniform. While thousands of mourners wait in miles-long lines to pay their final respects to the monarch during her lying in state on Friday, King Charles III and his brothers are already scheduled to keep a solemn vigil at the coffin of Queen Elizabeth II. In a solemn vigil, Prince Harry will stand with the other 8 grandchildren of the Queen next to the casket of his late grandmother while donning a military uniform. The late monarch's grandchildren, including Prince William and the Duke of Sussex, will stay by her casket for 15 minutes at what is expected to be a heartfelt and stirring tribute to Her Majesty on Saturday evening, according to a Kensington Palace spokeswoman. William and Harry will be joined by Princess Beatrice, Princess Eugenie, Lady Louise, James Viscount Severn, Peter Phillips, and Zara Tindall. The Duke of Sussex will be at the bottom of the coffin, with the Prince of Wales standing at the top. In response to the King's desire, both will be wearing uniforms. The other grandchildren of Queen Elizabeth II will dress in black, ornamented formal attire and mourning coats. I hear it was the King's desire that Prince Harry would be permitted to wear uniform when the Queen's grandchildren stand vigil outside her coffin on Saturday evening, GB News royal reporter Cameron Walker posted on Twitter. According to reports, the Queen's grandkids are eager to pay their respects at the King's invitation, just as their parents will this evening. Harry was officially forbidden from donning a military uniform during the Queen's coffin procession on Wednesday, as the Queen was taken from Buckingham Palace to Westminster Hall for the lying in state. Harry wore a black suit to the event, and his military decorations were pinned to his chest. Harry was not permitted to dress in military garb for the ceremonies leading up to the Queen's burial on Monday because he is not a functioning member of the royal family. The Duke of York, another non-working member of the royal family, was treated similarly. On Wednesday, he followed the Queen's coffin while wearing a suit, as opposed to his siblings, King Charles III, Princess Anne, and the Earl of Wessex, who were all dressed in uniform. A special exemption has also been granted for the Duke of York, who will stand guard around the Queen's coffin on Friday night while donning his military uniform as a special expression of respect. Prince Harry served in the British Army for 10 years, participating in 2 deployments of Afghanistan. He chose to wear his medals in accordance with British military procedure, which prohibits former service members from donning uniforms unless they have been given permission to do so. The Daily Express royal journalist commented on Harry's decision to wear a military uniform for the vigil in a tweet, saying, "I wouldn't characterize this as Harry throwing a fit over not being able to wear a uniform or the palace caving into popular sentiment. Harry divides the people." However, a grandchild's vigil is a clever answer. It is understood that the Queen's grandchildren's spouses won't be present during the vigil. Harry described meeting the late monarch for the first time as his commander-in-chief as one of his favorite memories in a homage to his grandmother. "Granny, while this final parting brings us great sadness, I am forever grateful for all of our first meetings, from my earliest childhood memories with you to meeting you for the first time as my commander-in-chief to the first moment you met my darling wife and hugged your beloved great-grandchildren," he said in a statement posted on the Archewell website. "I value the times we've spent together and the many other memorable moments between," she said. When the Queen's funeral procession to Westminster Hall came to a close at the service, the Queen's grandchildren made their final joint public appearance. When William and Harry followed their grandmother Princess Diana's coffin, it brought to mind the time they did the same thing 25 years prior. One of the defining moments in William and Harry's lives occurred after Diana passed away in a car accident in Paris in 1997. At the time, they were 15 and 12, respectively, and were walking through central London in Diana's funeral.